Crochet home decor has this reputation. People hear crochet and their brain goes straight to scratchy doilies and weird colored blankets nobody asked for. But that's not because crochet is ugly. It's because most people never learned how to make it look elegant. There's a huge difference between something that's handmade and something that looks handmade in a bad way. And today, we're fixing that gap for good. I've spent a long time looking at what separates the crochet pieces that look expensive, the ones you'd see in a nice apartment or a boutique hotel, from the ones that end up shoved in a closet after one season. And it always comes down to the same few things: yarn choice, color, shape, finishing, and how you actually place the piece in a room. Sounds simple, right? But almost nobody thinks about all five at once. Most people just grab whatever yarn is on sale, pick a pattern because it looks fun, and hope for the best. That's the problem we're solving today. Let's start with the biggest one: yarn choice. This is where most elegant crochet dies before it even begins. A lot of people use thick, fuzzy, super soft yarn because it feels nice in your hands at the store. But that same yarn, once it's crocheted into a wall hanging or a table runner, looks bulky and messy. It doesn't hold shape, it doesn't drape right. If you want that clean, high-end look, you need to think about texture the same way an interior designer thinks about fabric. Cotton, linen blends, and even some silk blend yarns give you that crisp, structured look that reads as expensive. Fuzzy acrylic yarn, no matter how soft, almost always reads as cheap in a finished piece, especially in things like coasters, baskets, or wall art. It's not that fuzzy yarn is bad, it's just wrong for this specific goal. So step one, if you're going for elegant home decor, put down the fluffy stuff and pick up something with structure. Now let's talk about color, because this one trips up even experienced crocheters. A lot of us love bright, bold, rainbow color combos, and that's fun for toys, for kids' blankets, for playful stuff. But for home decor that's supposed to look elegant, less is more. Almost every high-end crochet home piece you've ever seen online uses a very limited color palette. Think one main color, maybe one accent, and often just different shades of the same tone. Cream and white, sage green and cream, terracotta and beige. These combinations feel calm and put together. When you throw in 5 or 6 different bright colors, even if each one is pretty on its own, together they start to look chaotic, and chaotic reads as cheap, not creative. So if you want that elegant look, force yourself to pick 2, maybe 3 colors max and stick with them. Here's where it gets interesting though, because color and yarn aren't even the main thing that ruins most projects. The real silent killer of elegant crochet is something almost nobody talks about: blocking. If you don't know what blocking is, it's basically the process of wetting or steaming your finished crochet piece and pinning it into shape so it dries flat, even, and clean. Skip this step, and even the most beautiful pattern with the perfect yarn and perfect colors will look wonky, uneven, and honestly a little sad. Blocking is the difference between a table runner that lies flat and elegant on your table and one that curls up at the edges like it's trying to escape. It's the difference between a wall hanging that hangs straight and crisp and one that looks like it got left out in the rain. Seriously, this one step, blocking, can take a decent project and turn it into something that looks like it came from a store, and it takes maybe 20 extra minutes. That's it. Now let's get into shape and structure, because this is where things start to get exciting. A lot of crochet home decor uses very traditional, very predictable shapes: round doilies, square blankets, basic rectangular runners. Nothing wrong with those shapes, but if you want your piece to feel modern and elegant instead of old-fashioned, you want to play with asymmetry and negative space. Think of a wall hanging that isn't a perfect circle or triangle, but has organic, flowing lines, almost like a piece of art rather than a craft project. Think of a plant hanger that uses open, airy knots instead of a tight, solid weave, so the light filters through it in a way that feels intentional and calming. This is the kind of detail that separates decor that feels handmade in a charming way from decor that feels handmade in an accidental way. And this brings us to the moment that really changed how I see crochet home decor completely. I remember looking at 2 pieces side by side once, same yarn weight, similar techniques, made by 2 different people. One was a round doily, bright, multicolored, no blocking, laid flat on a coffee table. The other was a long, flowing wall hanging, all in shades of ivory and warm beige, blocked perfectly with fringe at the bottom that had been trimmed at slightly different lengths to create movement. The first one looked like a craft project. The second one looked like something you'd pay $80 for in a home decor store. Same skill level, same amount of time invested. The only difference was that one person understood color restraint, texture choice, and finishing, and the other didn't. That was the moment it clicked for me that elegance in crochet isn't about being more advanced or more skilled. It's about being more intentional. That's really the secret nobody tells you. You don't need fancy stitches or complicated patterns to make elegant crochet home decor. Some of the most beautiful pieces use incredibly simple stitches, just single crochet or double crochet, repeated in a clean, consistent way. What makes them elegant isn't complexity, it's consistency, restraint, and finishing. A simple, well-blocked table runner in a soft, neutral color will always look more elegant than a complicated, colorful pattern that wasn't finished properly. This is honestly good news, because it means you don't need years of experience to start making pieces that look like they belong in a beautifully designed home. You just need to slow down on the choices you're making before you even pick up your hook. Let's also talk quickly about placement, because even a gorgeous piece can look wrong in the wrong spot. Crochet decor tends to look most elegant when it's not competing with a lot of other busy stuff around it. A crochet wall hanging against a plain wall with nothing else cluttering that space looks like a statement piece. The same wall hanging shoved onto a shelf packed with knickknacks just disappears into the mess. The same goes for table runners, baskets, and pillow covers. Elegant decor needs a little breathing room to actually be seen and appreciated. So when you're done with your project, think about where it's going to live and try to give it some space to be the star of that little corner instead of just one more thing in a crowded room. So here's the real recap, because I know that was a lot. If you want your crochet home decor to look elegant instead of outdated, pick structured yarn over fuzzy yarn. Stick to 2 or 3 colors max, ideally in the same tone family. Never skip blocking, because that one step makes everything look 10 times more polished. Play with shape and negative space instead of always going with the basic, predictable forms. And finally, give your finished piece some space in the room so it can actually shine instead of blending into clutter. None of this requires you to be an expert. It just requires you to slow down and make a few smart choices before you even start your project. Crochet home decor has so much potential to look beautiful, warm, and genuinely high-end. The only reason it gets a bad reputation is because most tutorials focus on the pattern and completely skip the design choices that actually matter. Now that you know what those choices are, you're already ahead of most people who pick up a hook. If this helped you see crochet decor in a totally new way, go watch the next video, because I break down exactly how to pick the perfect color palette for your space before you even buy your yarn.